Hey mums, it's Trudy Dawson from Mothering Mojo. I'm going to give you a series of videos of breastfeeding tips. It's World Breastfeeding Week this week, but I hope that these will be useful for a lot of you for other weeks as well. So my first useful tip, and it's a really good little technique, is called Exaggerated Latch. Some people call it flipple. This is for helping to get the breast deeper into baby's mouth. It's particularly good for babies where you're struggling to get them to really open their mouth wide. You're sore, and perhaps there's a suspicion of tongue tie. The very first thing I would say though is if you are sore, even just a tiny bit, please get really good professional help, support. Somebody who's really qualified to observe your feed, examine your baby's mouth, not just kind of look from a distance. So source some really good pucker help first of all. In the meantime, you can try this Exaggerated Latch. So the first thing is I want you to feel in your mouth with your tongue. So run your tongue along the roof of your mouth. You'll feel a hard bit, that's your hard palate, and then you'll feel that the tongue kind of zooms up. And it's all soft, like there's a bit of a cavern at the back there. That is your soft palate. This up here, this soft palate, this big kind of cavernous area is where we want the nipple to aim. So a lot of people bottle feed with a breast, I kind of say. So I've got really bad props, but they work. They're gonna work. This is your baby's mouth. This is your boob. We do not feed the baby like this with kind of direct pointing at the back of the throat, because we kind of think that because the baby's swallowing the milk, it's going to go down, right? Well, it is going to go down, but the nipple has to point up here. So if we were looking at your baby and if we could see a cross section of your baby, your nipple would be pointing up towards the ear, not down towards the throat. If your breast is not going deep enough into the baby's mouth, if your baby is not opening or you're not waiting for the opening, or, you know, sometimes it can be millimeters out, so please don't lose hope. What's going to happen is, let's say this is the soft palate, this is the hard palate. If it's going kind of straight in, it's going to get squeezed. If it's going down, it's going to get squeezed. If it's going like this, it's going to aim towards that soft palate and it's not going to get squeezed and crushed. One way you can tell is that when you take baby off, if your breast is the same, that your nipple is the same shape as it went in and it's not sore, it's probably going to the soft palate where there's a little bit more space for that very sensitive nipple. If your nipple, when your breast comes out of the baby's mouth, if your nipple has a line or looks like a new lipstick or is squashed or flattened, then it's not going deep enough, and it's somehow, I mean, it could be a tongue tie, it might not be deep enough, the fact that it's not deep enough at all. It could be the mobility of baby's tongue, but that is an indication that something is not right. So you can try this whilst you wait for help to arrive. Always very important. So what we're going to do, Exaggerated Latch. So we are going to help the nipple point in the direction that it's going to go for baby before baby is even there. So, excuse me, but we're talking about boob, so I'm going to use my prosthetic boob here. If you are going to feed baby cross cradle, so kind of this position, make sure you haven't got your hands on the back of baby's head. You can hold baby with a kind of a C shape on the shoulders, and that will give really good support. Always tuck baby in nice and close. So give baby a really good cuddle. You can be quite firm with baby. You know, dangling babies off here is going to make it a little bit tricky for you. So be nice and firm. Give baby a good cuddle. Get the arms out the way. What we're going to do before we put baby on is we're going to put the thumb, if you're feeding on your right breast and you're in cross cradle hold, so your baby's coming from the left, and let's bear in mind we can feed baby any position we like, so I'm just using this as a demonstration. You are going to place your thumb just to the right of your right nipple, and you can see as I do that, it kind of makes the nipple point over that direction. Weird, huh? And obviously if your nipples point down, you're going to be doing this and baby's going to come a bit lower. So adapt this to your own body shape and your own the position and directions that your nipples already go in. It's work with your body. So you're going to place the nipple so that it would be going away from baby. It's going to look kind of like this. Now, what happens is we start with tummy to mummy, somehow, wherever baby is. The tummy is facing mummy. That means that we're not trying to bring baby on too far away from us. Nose to nipple. So if you were going to bring baby straight on, we would always be like this anyway, not like this. I don't know if you can see that. But exaggerated latch, we're going to still keep nose to nipple, but the nipple is really pointing up. Always the chin comes in first. So what I suggest to mums is bring baby to you with even more of a hug. Don't try and slide baby around, and definitely don't be sliding boobs around like this. So we bring baby closer. What this does, if we're doing our exaggerated latch, is the chin comes on first. I always think of the chin as like an anchor, so that the chin is anchored onto the breast. And then you just can wait for it, wait for it. At some point, baby will, hopefully, open mouth really nice and wide. But bear in mind, the chin is anchored onto the breast. It won't do this, it does this. You're probably all too young to remember the toothbrush ad with the flip top head, but it's like a flip top head. So the lower jaw stays pretty still because it's anchored, right? And the top of the head opens. The nipple will be pointing kind of up. And as the baby's mouth, anchored at the breast, open, the nipple kind of flips into the baby's mouth and already points up. But you are not moving baby on, you are moving baby close, okay? So let's just see if we can see that. We're moving baby's chin on, waiting for baby's mouth to open wide, and then bringing baby in closer. It's very hard to demonstrate with a static doll and a, you know, well, the boob's pretty good actually. And then the nipple is pointing up into the baby's mouth. What you can also do, because, you know, when we're learning to breastfeed, we're all kind of fingers and thumbs. You're holding baby with a C shape. You're holding your breast with a U shape. So that means that you can use the thumb, and you've kind of got a little bit more control. Please make sure that the shoulder doesn't roll down. It's so tempting to kind of shove that boob in. Bring baby to you, keep your shoulders back, and then you can move your nipple to help position, to help the baby, help the nipple into the baby's mouth in the right kind of trajectory before you even started. Yeah, give it a go. It's probably been quite confusing. It's very difficult to explain without an actual boob to show you. There are loads of other good videos as well. You can have a look. So exaggerated latch. Sometimes it's called the flipple, but I prefer exaggerated latch. We don't want to be flipping nipples, really, especially if they're a little bit sore. So I hope that helps. I'm going to be putting some other videos up with some tips. So thank you.